Welcome to the bad boy pod, talking bad boy bards, make a good girl nuts with the bad boy swag. Having conversations that a bad boy man sit down, relax, kick back, have a blast, enjoy the bad boy pod, brought to you by Lady Parts.
Lady Parts.
We're in the testicle.
Oh God, brand new year.
Oh, fuck me. Brand new year. Same old me.
Ugh, same
You
old
know,
carcass, baby.
Carpus?
Carpus, yeah, carpus.
Carpus.
Same old carpus. Wow.
Carcass is what you said.
What's he making?
Honestly, whatever he's making can go straight to fucking hell.
It smells
Jerry's clanking in the kitchen.
sounds like the oven is just on.
The oven's on. There's clanking about. Somewhat related to my good boy, actually, depending.
Oh.
If he's making fucking salmon, I'm gonna absolutely walk into traffic.
Not a good boy, very bad boy. Has he been making a lot of salmon lately?
He bought, honestly, really early bad boy.
Oh,
Deeply early in the testicle bad boy.
this is very early.
He bought like 4 bags of frozen salmon
Where do you keep it all?
in the freezer.
Okay, is it that big?
It takes up, I don't think I'm exaggerating, 80% of our freezer.
I mean, no space for Eggo waffles. No space for frozen vegetables.
No space for my fruit.
What if you need, your fruit, your smoothie fruit?
My smoothie fruit.
Oh no, does your smoothie fruit?
My smoothie smooth smells like salmon.
Does it really though? Oh, I would absolutely lose my shit. That would be too much for me.
But like, the smell of salmon will absolutely murder me. Like, that is my 13th reason. And I feel it. I feel like it's coming. You know what I mean? I can sense it right now.
When someone's like, "Oh, you don't like fish?" I'm like, "It's like I like fish sometimes," but then they're just
have you
like,
ever smelled a fish?
or they're just like, "Have you had salmon?" I'm like, "Yeah, several times in many different ways, and it's just fine."
People are like, "Oh, you hate fish? Have you tried the fishiest fish of them all?" And it's
Here.
like, "Yeah, bitch, I've tried salmon. It's pink. I get it. It's
I'm
cute."
sorry. Have you met my dad? Do you think I haven't tried or smelled fish in my life?
Yeah,
My dad is a walking fish. My name is Diane.
Julia's a mermaid.
As early as I can remember, like just the kitchen consistently smelling like broiled fish.
And my mom always made salmon growing up, so I'm like, do I have just like an aversion to salmon because of my mom?
That's how I feel about George. I feel like that is my aversion. I have an aversion to seafood because of my dad. Just because he likes seafood in any way, shape, or form, in any way, raw, cooked. Who cares?
Honestly, I'm about to take all of that salmon and donate it to a food bank and replace it with like, I mean, why would you?
Imitation crab meat.
Why don't you get like a fish that smells less like fucking dick hole?
Fish sticks. That's just white fish.
White, I mean, those smell
Non-dick.
bad too,
It's from the non-dick hole of the fish.
No, those smell too. I just don't like the smell of fish. So fucking sue me. Anyway, perfect conversation for the testicle.
Oh yeah, Diane loves fish. She pescatarian, honestly.
Speaking of part mermaid.
Speaking for mermaids, that's what she thinks it means.
Did you see that mermaid documentary on Netflix?
Is it the ones about the one, like what's that place in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like go on tour and like drown themselves at the circus. Jesus fucking
Lamb
Christ.
lamb.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, he's
Cocaine.
he's mad. The salmon is setting him off. No, they like go on tour to like various circuses and fairs and like go in giant dunk tanks.
Oh yeah.
That's Diane's dream.
Diane's dream was to be one of those whatever. I forget their names, honestly.
Me too, but like their
Sure, it
ears
feels
must
like it
pop
starts with
like
a W.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, popping like crazy.
Yeah, they're like the water wizards of West Palm
Which
Beach.
is something. Yeah, exactly.
Delicious.
Water wizards. My name is Diane for sure.
I would say we had an exciting start to the year. How about you?
Oh God, brutal. It's
Was
kind
your
of
New Year's
just-
resolution to have a terrorist attack a day?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
actually.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome, world. We did it.
We're here and
here.
it's brutal, actually.
And it's January 5th. You
We're
know what
really
that
in the
means.
thick of it.
Don't kill us.
It's really almost here.
It's really almost here.
It's almost here. It could happen.
6th.
It could happen.
Eric Trump's birthday tomorrow.
Eric Trump, happy birthday.
And
How are we all going to celebrate it? I mean,
most
tomorrow,
importantly,
but
happy
not really
birthday to Eric
tomorrow.
Trump.
Yeah.
You think Trump's going to call him Daddy Trump?
He'll forget.
He'll forget. Or like maybe Chief of Staff will be like, don't forget to call Eric. And he'll be like, just send him a fucking swordfish.
That's really the saddest thing.
Yeah. No, he's going to send him a burger and it's going to be like, he's going to be like, well, my dad loves me.
He's going to send him like a swordfish burger for sure.
Swordfish burger.
Ew. He probably sends his kids literal signed pictures of himself for sure.
I mean,
That just, he's going to be our president again.
he's fully going to be our president. All
believe
up
it?
in that Oval Office.
Our
He's going
office
to tuck
and
me in at night in the West Wing.
Sounds bad.
Sounds bad. Okay, let's see how this testicle is. All right, great.
All right, fabulous.
Back from the testicle, feeling good as ever. Sully in his diaper.
Sully is looking great.
Oh yeah,
by the
Sully
way.
urinary update. It's not a UTI. He just enjoys to piss inside at the ripe age of 13.
You know what
is it
we
old
have?
age, or is he just over it? You know.
You know, I feel like he's just over it, but like in a good way, like in a positive way.
He's like, I'm too old to piss outside.
Yeah, why do it?
Cherry's convinced that like he knows he has a diaper and can now piss inside. My name is Julia Davidovich, and when I wear a diaper, I'm just like, I'll piss inside,
I'm gonna
baby.
sit right here and piss. So what happens when? And my name is Zoe Clark, and I haven't worn a diaper in 1 year.
1 year. It's been a great year.
It's been 365 days.
You know what? And I
I always start out my January by just wearing one new diaper.
by January, I'm like, let me just stay in bed for the day.
Why not?
You know,
Why not?
diaper it up.
Diaper it up.
What were you gonna say?
Diaper down. What happens when he pees into that thing?
It just gets wet.
It just
And
gets
sometimes
wet.
He has a
and
bit of a weenie rash.
Oh,
Yep. So then it's like, well, now I have to let him air it out.
boys are disgusting.
I have to let him air out his weenie. You know, otherwise it's like going to be really rashy. But then if I can't let him air out that long, because then I'll piss inside, which is the whole reason he's in a diaper wipey doo doo. Would you say
my
diaper up or
God.
diaper down? You
I
diaper
would say
up.
diaper up. Yes, it feels
Yeah.
like you're pulling it up.
Yeah, you pull
But
it
with
up.
a dog, you can't really tell.
It's more of a wrap. Like he has a dick
Diaper
wrap.
wrap around. Fran, I don't know how you would wrap. I mean, I don't know. I guess
he
it would
could
just
have a
be
belly band.
Yeah, I guess it would be a belly band, but
why
it would be
would
like a
he-
butt band.
I was about to say, why would he need it? He already pisses inside. But
Ugh,
then I
you're
remembered
right.
he
Then
just pisses everywhere.
Yeah. Then well, you know, he's not that bad actually.
He's more of a vomiter.
And he's more of a vomiter for sure. But like, I think the piss happens when he's like absolutely pissed at me.
Yeah.
That's when it happens. The last time was when I changed his litter.
It's a spiteful piss.
Yeah, I couldn't recommend
Wait,
that
why
Little
can't
Green
you? Why
Goblin
can't
more.
you change his litter?
Oh, I mean, like change the type. Because then he's just like, this is not what I asked for. I don't like soy litter, Mom.
No, he's picky.
No, he likes the weird granules that are like
Oh yeah,
senior.
that look like rabbit food.
Yeah, they got addicted. No, well, what is no? It looks like alien space fluff. It's just like
Oh, alien space
white. It's silica crystals, but like he got addicted to silica crystals when Roxy was using them. I feel like he's just wanted
got
the
hooked
soft
on
crystals.
silica.
Yeah, hooked on silica.
Happens to the best of us.
It's not the cheapest, I would say.
Well,
Whatever.
he knows.
But then he just whatever. He'll just piss on something. No, can't go back to that box.
One of the joys of life. All right. Well, who's your bad boy on the block?
Bit of a Sully.
Sully.
I had a mystery vaginal thing. I have no idea what it was. It was like
It wasn't a UTI.
No. I went okay, here's my story.
Okay, I'm ready.
I came back from my beautiful vacation.
Okay, if you want to call it that.
And that was fine. But it was just like, oh, classic, of course. I just came back from this beautiful vacation.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, I probably wiped back to front several times or something. No, I've never done that in my life. But that's like what
You rebelled.
people are just like, oh, how'd you get that? You wiping back to front?
I'm just like, guys, I'm literally ancient. I know at this point. I know the rules.
I know how to do this. I know what I'm doing. No, I was like, no, I think like an airport toilet splashed up my vagina. And then when I told the doctor that, she laughed at me.
I mean, I think you're right. I think they do spit.
They fucking spit. You ever have a fucking airport goddamn toilet?
Yeah, they'll
Spit at your
they'll
vagina?
hot twa on that thing for
Like,
sure.
Hello.
Yeah.
That feels like to me.
Yeah, sexual assault.
Pure, yeah.
Oh,
And also,
I mean, like hashtag me too. To be honest,
but also me too, but also like pure, that is pure disease.
remember when we worked together at Throwing Shade?
Yes.
That toilet.
Oh, that was a walking UTI.
Yeah,
I
she
think.
was spitter on the loose for
I
sure.
hate a single bathroom.
Oh,
Was it
I
just
don't know.
one bathroom
Yeah,
for everyone? I forget.
no, it was gendered.
Okay. Because I was like, I know there was one stall.
Yeah,
And I'm
there were
not a
two,
fan.
There were two single stalls, and one was for men and one was for women. And the one that was for women, she got you wet.
She really wetted you down.
She
and
really
so
wetted
did
you
the
down.
sink.
Okay,
It was very imperfect there.
It was a soaking bathroom experience.
Ooh, soaking is the word.
Anyway, so the doctor was
God.
like, "I don't think you got it from a airport toilet."
She was like, yeah, no. And I was like, But no, I mean, I didn't get anything because I took, she was like, literally like, I'm going to give you every single test because here, okay, bad boy.
Yeah.
Kaiser, So bogged down, especially after the holidays.
Sure.
Kaiser loves to put
Wait, so
everybody
you went
first.
to the doctor because of your...
Not even. I did phone call because I was like, give me the drugs.
Okay, yeah.
And then the first lady was like, fucking give her the drugs.
Yeah.
And then I got a message, you got drugs available. I was like, great, I'll go pick them up.
amazing.
And then I was on my way there and I got there and she called the second doctor because I had called because I had not heard back from anyone for hours. And I was like, did everybody forget about me? Hello?
We can take this out, but what were your symptoms? Itchy?
It was like...
Smelly?
No, it was like... no, it was, I only noticed when I like bent and I would feel like
Burn?
a pressure on my vulva.
Oh.
And I was like,
Okay,
why?
do you want me to take this out?
We'll see how it sounds.
Okay.
Never mind.
Sorry, I was like, pressure? Stinky?
Kind of
Yummy?
pressure. No, like
Stinky,
no
yummy,
stink.
wet, dry? Discharge? Purple?
Here's the thing. Really waterfall like discharge for like 12 hours.
Oh.
And I was like, what is this? But then
You
I
got it out.
Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
She's a self-cleaning machine.
That's really, but like, I don't know. She did like all 5 tests, but whatever. But anyway, so she called me when I was in line and I literally had to like pivot and like talk to her and give her my symptoms like outside Kaiser. Like,
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
so just not even embarrassing. Just like me trying to talk over cars is
Oh,
hard.
yeah. That
Just
is like quite a busy street
yuck.
to be talking about your vagina on.
Simply too much. And I was on my way to John's. I was going to go have cabbage rolls, for God's sakes. I wanted to go pick up my cabbage rolls and go home.
You deserve them.
But then I had to go drop off piss. So then she was literally just like, but I got you. Just go up to the desk and like drop your piss off and literally do 2 swabs. Dropped off 2 swabs, did a piss, did some blood, and left in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, it's a zoo there. And everybody was looking at me like, you bitch, how'd you get through here so
And
fast?
you're like, I'm a bit of a lucky duck.
I had an appointment. I've been harassing them since 9 a.m.
So, do you know what the problem is?
No, because they said nothing. And then like now the pain is slightly, I mean, it's pretty much gone.
Huh.
But I'm still made an appointment because I was like, well,
Well, you got to get it checked out, you know?
I may as well. Who fucking cares? It's like pretty much non-existent now. And I'm like,
So weird.
random. But then I was like, I don't know. Really, it just says like, oh, okay. Do you wear tight pants? Yeah, I wear fucking
my
leggings
God.
all the time. Of course,
Is that
I
a
wear tight pants.
yeasty or a BV?
Not even a
Who
yeasty or a
fucking
BV.
knows?
They tested for both. Neither. I really thought it was BV.
It usually is.
Always.
Yeah.
Which is Metronidals.
Ladies, if you're listening, Diane for sure.
Diane. Yeah,
Well,
should be
I'm
the
sorry to
queen.
hear about your vagina.
It was just like a random couple days where I was like, oh, and there was like a slight cramping, but I was like, am I just ovulating?
It's always
also around
concerning when
ovulation.
there's like something funky going on.
It was something funky for sure, but then when all the tests came back negative and it improved, I was like, oh, so me just taking a few bacterial pills did it?
Oh, baby.
I don't know, maybe.
That could
I mean,
be.
as soon as there was an issue, I was like, you never think, I mean, when there's a pain, you never think it's anything except for something fucking bacterial or whatever. Because you're just
Yeah.
like, great, there's a pain there.
Right.
Get rid of it. Give me
Yeah.
the drugs.
Yeah. Take the drugs.
Take the drugs. I should have just taken the drugs and not pick up that phone call, but whatever. I did it anyway.
No, you did the right thing. Because if you didn't, you would always be like, well, was it XYZ? I don't know. Who knows, you know?
I guess.
And now you know it wasn't.
Love to drop off piss, and then now I have to go in on Tuesday. Ugh. Whatever.
Doctors. My bad boy on the block.
Tell us.
I am never hosting Christmas again.
Oh, God.
Like,
So much work.
I'm already a slight Grinch. You know, this isn't news.
She's a bit of a sourpuss.
I'm a bit of a sourpuss, but it was just way too fucking much. Cooking yeah. Next time I will, and he can cater, because everyone cooking here in my kitchen, and then it was honestly, if just half the food was cooked elsewhere, I don't think I would be having such a bad time where I'm like now 2 weeks later still in recovery. Like I feel like I ran the marathon, and it really took it out of me. And like the next day I was so depressed because it was just way too much. Wow, both of our things are so like serious.
It's so serious. Starting the year off with some real depression.
But it was just like, you know, everyone was cooking and no one was cleaning.
I hate that.
So I was like, okay, I guess I'll clean because I'm not cooking. But then why am I the fucking one cleaning? Fuck this. I'm not even cooking.
That's literally how I feel.
You know? And it's like we have like a limited number of spoons. And my mom needed, no joke, 14 million spoons for this meal. It was just annoying. And I'm like, even thinking about it now, I'm having like flashbacks. So please email Diane your hosting stories.
It's just like, it's a combination of, oh no, you need to love your family, and also like, oh my God, I can't stand you when I'm around you.
I know. And
do both.
I love my family, but it's also just like
so annoying,
so fucking stressful.
It is, because nobody does things the way you want them to, and then suddenly you realize why parents are the most annoying, because that's what they've been trying to get you to do for years. They've been trying to get you
to do things their way.
Yeah, program you the same way that they are
in
their house for years, and you're like, but why am I bucking against them so hard? It's almost like I want to be my own person,
right?
And then they come visit you.
But like, how dare you be your own person and be 75 and also be in my house?
It's like, I know, I love my mother, but when she visits, I'm like, have you forgotten how to clean dishes?
Like, also, how about next time we like buy the dessert instead of like you making? Don't get me wrong, like it was a delicious pavlova, but like
delicious pavlova, but that's
like, she was a fucking to do.
You're gonna have to whip out the fucking stand mixer for that one.
Oh yeah, we don't even have one. It was like upwards of 17 pans. No, we don't have a stand mixer.
How'd you do it? By hand?
Well, we have a hand mixer.
Okay, we have a hand mixer.
Yeah. Do I need a stand mixer? Like the thing is,
no,
when I make bread,
no one needs a stand mixer.
Like I made challah.
Yeah.
And
you fucked it up.
I did sort of fuck it up.
This one has...
But it actually tasted good.
That's fine.
It worked out fine, but the thing is, like, it's an enriched dough, and it's very hard to knead an enriched dough, and you're kind of supposed to do it in a stand mixer with the knead hook.
So this one because I literally just bought a new hand mixer because my hand mixer broke at some point. I don't even know. It just like didn't work when I pulled it out. Does it have a kneader? It had a
dough
hooks. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just a basic ass. I'll send you it. It has like
I wonder if I can get
cuisine.
my hand mixer to get hooks.
Probably. Is it just like a basic ass Cuisinart or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Well, it's not basic. It's mint green. Thank you.
Oh, it's like a cutie.
Yeah, it's like so 70s.
I wish mine was cute.
Anyway, was this an exciting bad boy on the block? I'm so happy for us.
It is actually. And we've come to a good conclusion that she might actually have some hooks in her future.
You're right. I may have hooks in my future, and that will definitely solve my hosting.
Attachment. I mean, they're probably $45 each, let's be honest. But
really?
No.
I mean,
everything costs $45 though.
It's so
in
true.
this day and age. 2025.
I miss 1999.
Oh,
whatever happened in 1999? Am I right?
I was 12.
I was literally 12 and a half. Bat mitzvah. Anyway, what should we talk about next? Any other bad boys on the block?
Several, but like, I mean, like air travel.
Yeah,
we didn't drive this time. God damn it, we should have drove. Honestly, I fucking hate air travel.
Well,
it's so bad. Never travel by air if you don't have to.
All right,
people are insane.
I know, they're really stupid.
Should we talk about all the wheel well problems?
Oh my God,
why are people doing this again?
Okay, also next time you do it, just tell me how and why.
And why?
And how did you get in there? And did you like pretend to be a airport worker?
And what is your problem?
Like, how did you get onto the tarmac?
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
Is this are you escaping something? Are you doing this as like, I don't
even know where you enter the tarmac. Like, I don't even know how you get onto the tarmac.
And okay, so like there was one or two, what would you call them? Are they called wheel well deaths or are they landing gear deaths?
Oh, did they die? I thought they made it.
No, I'm pretty sure they were discovered dead. And one person I think was discovered.
So these were people who hid in the wheel well of an airplane, flew through the skies.
Stop.
And then landed. And I guess their point was to travel without a ticket, but like...
Without dying? Like, what the fuck?
It seems so excessive.
This happened.
I remember somebody did it like a couple years ago and made it, no?
I remember there was one where someone just like found a dead man on their property because they had fallen from a wheel well.
Oh yeah, I remember
they had determined that, and there's like, and maybe we'll put it in the summer. What a grim thing to see, but there's a full like Wikipedia article
like a
about
body
them.
Falls out of the sky and into your backyard. Are you like?
Oh, you know that's a wheel well. That's a wheel well death for sure.
That's a wheel well death if I've ever seen.
It's like you somehow know it didn't fall from space. You know it's a wheel well.
Yeah, I mean it's unlikely to have fallen from space.
Yeah, I mean if they're fucking freezing as hell,
especially if you're like along a flight.
You can get crushed
path
by a wheel. And you can die that way, or you can just
get
freeze to
crushed
death
by a body falling out of the sky from a wheel well.
Yes, you could.
But like they would like mostly explode upon impact. Like that's a drop and a half.
There were also a lot of like airplane deaths and like airplane disasters this season too.
holiday season.
Oh God! And who did we lose this holiday season?
Oh my God! Well,
Mr. Jimmy Carter.
a tragic badonkadonk to the youngest man to ever die, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, so young. Oh my God.
At a ripe 100, he decided not going to see the new Trumpanog, and that's fair.
Yeah, he was like, "Get me out of this place. Get me out of here, man. Give me the big peanut factory in the sky."
So respectful badonkadonk to Jimmy Carter, a president who died. And also respectful badonkadonk to Perry the donkey, who inspired Shrek's donkey.
Can you believe it?
Donkey.
I didn't even know that he had to be inspired by a donkey. I thought he was just a, classic amalgamation of donkeys.
Me too. I mean, he's just a donkey. I mean, I hate to say he's just a donkey.
Yeah, how
to me.
rude of you.
Did you know he's part of Universal?
Perry the donkey?
Perry Donkey.
Well, look, one of the greatest Eddie Murphy roles of all time.
Perfect. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, he nailed it.
The wickedly talented.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
The donkey.
My girl likes to party all the time, you know?
It's honestly true.
Do you think that he wrote like a really emotional tribute post to Perry the donkey?
I'll have to see. If he did, I'll put in the slimer.
Okay,
I
and if
feel
he
like
didn't, we'll shame him next week.
good idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, good idea.
Thank you.
Can't wait to shame this fucker.
Perfect. Our last bad boy update. When some die, others are born. And that is certainly true for
crazy.
future Mother of the Year. What do I want to say?
God, yeah. I mean,
It's a risk to say this, that she's going to be the best mother of 2025. But I think she's on the list already.
honestly, just by giving birth.
Just by giving birth to
She's
her
on there.
sweet baby girl,
Aurora. What's her middle name? Rose. Just kidding.
Something like that.
Aurora Rose.
Aurora Rose, not Blanchard. Urkel or something.
Oh my God.
Whatever. Gypsy Rose and Ken had their baby. Haven't seen Ryan's take, but we'll look up his take and put it on the internet for sure.
Oh yeah, I honestly.
Don't call Ken.
Okay, so the middle name is Raina.
Yeah, Raina?
Aurora Raina is not cute.
Aurora Raina is
Aurora
a lot.
Raina.
Urkel?
I mean-
Come on. It's
Aurora
not Urkel.
Raina
It's like,
Urker.
It's Urker, yeah.
It's Urker, but like that's honestly worse.
I mean, I liked her memoir, gotta say. She obviously, and like, first of all, she narrated it, which was like
We got a bookworm on the loose.
a lot.
There are too many
Yes, such a
R's
bookworm.
in that. Aurora Raina Urker. You know, it's like
It's a lot. She can't be stopped though. You know what I mean?
No.
She's just gonna do what she wants.
She's gonna do what she wants. She's Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Yeah, but I
Urker.
learned a lot from her shit.
Yeah, what'd you learn
I don't remember any of it right now, but I literally learned a lot. And
about like her past,
yeah, it was just like
about life?
yeah, I mean like about how like her parents had met. Like, oh God, so creepy. Like, I guess, oh, well, first of all, her dad was like 17. We probably knew that already, though. Like,
When-
he was technically underage. She was like 24 or something,
Dee Dee?
or 23. Dee Dee was
Okay, well, I
23,
mean
24.
that is like a substantial age gap, but it's not like deeply I guess it's bad.
I didn't know. I mean, it's whatever. He's 17.
He's still way
It's
too
not
hot
great.
for her. No offense to the deceased Angel Dee Dee Blanchard, but
Who is not hot?
who's not literally not hot, but famously
But you're a live
Papa
husband.
Blanchard is hot.
Yeah, we all think he's hot.
And he married up, like his new wife, Christy.
Also beautiful. Well, whom they've known, she's known him for a long time, and they swear they never cheated.
Okay, girl.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, of course you did.
Jerry, one of Jerry's favorite things to say is, you already know the person that your partner would cheat on you with.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, who is it? Tell me.
Diane.
But he's probably right, because it's like, it's never the most random person. It's always like that chick from work that you always were sus about. It's always that chick from work you were sus about. And that's why you make sure your man doesn't work.
There you go.
Yep. Keep him at home, baby.
Find a broke one.
Find a broke one.
Perfect birth of the. It's a last year birth.
It's
though.
a last year
That's
birth.
what sucks. Everything is so like.
I know. Even our
something
bad boys.
happens after Christmas. Your 2024 news.
I know. You're really in the
Get outta
purgatory.
here.
You're like hardly born Aurora Raina Worker. But yeah, we're actually, our bad boy of the year is based on a Donkey Talk that really came out like smack dab in the middle of last year. Like we couldn't be later with it.
Yeah, truly.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's a 2024 baby, but we're doing it in 2025. People do that shit all the time.
Also,
there are
like-
literally murder podcasts out there, and they cover some of the oldest shit I've never even heard of.
I know, like
And that's the point.
Like, we can't all just be so current, okay? Plus, Julia decided to watch the documentary randomly over the weekend, and
Yeah,
so
why the
then
fuck
she was
not?
like, we should do her, and I was like, fine, I'll do it.
And she's nuts.
Fine, I'll walk down this path, and here we are.
It's like I'm both impressed by her and scared.
I think I'm obsessed with her.
Zoe's obsessed. She took it in another direction.
I'm.
Zoe wants to be like her partner on like, I don't know. Some,
I
like,
want to be
show
her
where
new.
you
I want to be
lie.
her writing partner.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And she can make up lies about me all she wants.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert. All right, so we have no more updates.
Oh yeah. Well, we do literally have updates. We didn't do any of them, did we?
Yeah, we talked about Jimmy Carter, we talked about Perry the Donkey, and we talked about Gypsy Rose's baby. Oh, and Brad Pitt and Angelina settled their divorce.
That's what it was.
Thank God for her, that's over.
Yeah. Thank fucking God.
I hope that she has like the best career ever, and I hope that he fails.
Oh, divorce of the year. Very
Oh.
early, unless it was settled last year.
I don't know,
We
but
didn't see it.
we're gonna. I mean, very, very early. Really good could be divorce of the year, but like you really never know whether or not Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel are going to get divorced, and that's really what we're waiting
Any
for.
minute. We really
be
want
any
it to
minute.
happen. And I don't even care about her. I just
What would you
want it to
rather?
happen.
Them or Alec and Hilaria?
Them, actually. But
Okay.
like Alec and Hilaria, it's like, who cares? It's never going to happen. They're just so weird.
I know,
They have so many kids.
and I don't necessarily want
So many
Alec to be
kids.
single.
No, not with that many kids.
Not with that many kids and that trigger finger.
And that's like just one marriage. He
Yeah.
got kids from a lot.
I think he only has. I think he has 7 from this one and 1 from a previous
Still
with
a
Kim
lot.
Basinger. Yeah, he has 8 kids. We looked it up. All right. Oh wait, what were you looking up?
I'm looking up when he was finalized, Brad Pitt's
Oh, yeah.
divorce. Oh no, they signed it. Wow. December 30th.
Wow, just
Fuck
in the nick
you
of time.
guys.
There must have been a reason why they
Rude.
wanted to settle it in 2024.
You're right.
There's this PR woman I follow on TikTok, Molly something,
Molly PR.
Molly PR,
made that up.
and she's always talking about when news breaks and the importance of when stories come out.
Oh.
And she would probably say the fact that they settled it over the holidays is like an attempt for it not to be headline news.
Interesting.
And that's
That's
also
a really
like,
good point.
I don't know if we haven't really talked about the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni.
Oh, we haven't.
Drama
oh,
llama
God,
doo-doo.
That's a good band boy, though.
I know. It's like, what to believe?
What to believe?
I guess her, probably. But
Yeah.
it seems like his people definitely orchestrated a smear campaign against her, and I'm not for that.
So annoying. I mean, it feels illegal, but it's
Anyway,
literally
she's-
not. We live in America.
That was like, that news broke like the day before Christmas, like the Friday before Christmas weekend, when Blake Lively put out her lawsuit. And she was like, look at this. Anyway, all right, our bad boy of the week. She's definitely a Mrs.
Liar gal.
Liar gal.
Really? I mean, like,
She's definitely a Mrs. Clean Up Your Massacred Friend or gal.
oh my God.
Or is she?
I mean,
No.
no.
She's
She's a real lie queen. I mean, one of the lying is to get ahead ever.
she got ahead by lying, which like you got no choice but to stand if you're me.
I mean, the thing is, unfortunately, even
Yeah.
if you're a big lying queen,
Yeah.
someone will come kill you.
And
Something will happen.
No spoilers, but she's alive.
She's alive. I mean,
Despite Julia's assumptions throughout the documentary.
but something will bring you down.
Yep.
Something will,
Something
uh,
will. Someone
tear
will.
you down.
All right. So it's Elisabeth Finch. The I mean, if you don't know who she is, that's totally fair.
That's up to you. And also, who cares?
She was the subject of
I didn't.
a docu-series on Peacock called Anatomy of Lies, which is based on a Vanity Fair article called Scene Stealer. It's so good, by Evgenia Peretz. And I remember reading the Vanity Fair article that came out. But it's a 3-part docu-walkie-doo-doo, and it's basically about this woman, Elisabeth Finch, but everybody calls her Finchy.
Everyone calls her Finchy. Everyone.
Everyone calls her
And she
Finchy.
loves it.
Yeah, I guess
She
it
loves
has more
being called-
personality than Elizabeth, but like,
I guess.
I guess.
But Finchy, really? But even in the doc, they're still calling her Finchy.
I know, I'm like, don't call her Finchy.
You guys aren't even friends anymore. You're still calling her
you're
fucking
like,
Finchy?
she fully lied to you for. So, the gist of her story is she was a writer on Vampire Diaries and True Blood, but she always had a dream of writing on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my God. This is the scariest thing ever. She's really had her mindset on this for years.
And you know what?
And she got there.
She got there.
She got
She
there.
became a co-EP and writer on the show, partially because she wrote an article for Elle magazine, I believe it was, about having chondrosarcoma, which is a rare form of bone cancer.
Nice.
She wrote about her experience having this rare form of cancer, and it got Shonda Rhimes' attention and eventually got her a job on Grey's Anatomy. So here's the crux of the issue. She never had cancer.
No.
She made it up, among many other things that we'll get into. But she maintained the lie that she had cancer for a very long time. She like had friends drive her to cancer appointments and like wait outside in the lobby and was like, "Don't you dare come in!" and got mad when they came in because I don't know like what she was doing, just like wandering around, shaving her head, pretending to have cancer when they were like just like waiting in the parking lot.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I don't know, like what was she doing when she got in there? Was she probably just like wore a disguise and like listened in on like other conversations. Like,
Right.
She tried to like immerse herself in dramas that were not her own.
Yeah.
Because what did they refer to her as? Just like a trauma vampire. Perfect term. Trauma vampire.
Yeah.
Can never get enough. Just like lives on people feeling sorry for her.
Yeah.
It's psychotic.
So like a theme throughout the documentary was like she would listen to other people's stories and sort of write them as her own on TV.
Dear me.
One woman who was another writer on Grey's Anatomy who hadn't told anyone that like she learned that her mother was conceived of rape, and then Finchy writes a episode of TV where one of the characters finds out that her mom is conceived as a product of rape, which like so is Olivia Benson.
Yeah, I just was remembering that as you were saying it, going, right. Isn't that her storyline?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she didn't invent it.
Thief.
But anyway, this writer was like, it was very bizarre that like this story came out and it was like the big Me Too episode, and this woman felt like Finchy had basically stolen her story and written it as her own.
Right. Ugh, among other things.
Among other things. So during that time, she also wrote a article for Hollywood Reporter saying that a director on the set of Vampire Diaries was like creepy with her. That was another thing that turned out not to be true. Although so a bunch of her lies she retracted. She said like, yeah, that was a lie in the future. There were a few that she never said were lies. And the Vampire Diaries director was one of them.
Interesting.
So I'm like, why? You know? Like, did she lie about everything?
I mean, I'm willing to believe liars do get assaulted, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
just
right.
it is really hard to believe someone after they lie and lie and lie and lie.
Yeah.
It is really hard. Like,
I mean, and this woman like really maintained the cancer lie for like a decade.
doesn't that get exhausting though? I mean, like,
How do you remember? Like,
I don't know.
So
I don't know how you can lie for that long and not feel like someone's about to get you.
she said that even though the doctors told her it was basically impossible for her to get pregnant while undergoing chemo, she got pregnant, and she faced the horrible dilemma of either aborting the fetus or dying had she want to carry it. And so she aborted. So she chose to have an abortion. Obviously, this is also a lie because she never had cancer, so this is a false choice. Maybe she did have an abortion.
But I mean, she used it.
She
Certainly.
did. And then this abortion story on Grey's Anatomy, this is what they said. I've never seen Grey's Anatomy. Have you?
Never in my life.
I mean, I watched Scandal, which is another Shonda show.
I didn't, which is the one that had Sandra Oh on it?
Grey's Anatomy.
Is it? I remember seeing her at We Spa one night, and it was the night Grey's Anatomy was premiering
Oh.
for that season, but she wasn't on the season. And I was like, interesting that she's here.
She's relaxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not
Sandra Oti.
related to the
Year
show
old
anymore.
Sandra Oti.
Well, I kind of got the vibe like maybe she did this because she's like, well, I'm going to avoid TV at home.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm not on that show anymore.
Right. She's
I don't
doing
know.
fine.
She's literally fine. She's Canadian.
Oh, okay.
She's fine. She's Canadian.
She's fine. She's Canadian.
Anyway.
So then when there was the Tree of Life synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh, she claimed that she was not only at the synagogue when it happened, but that one of her good friends had died in the shooting.
Okay.
And she actually helped the FBI clean up some of the remains. And then there was a point in the documentary where they were saying if somebody mentioned guns in the room or complained that their pitch was, quote, shot down, she would dramatically wince.
I forgot about that.
I mean, yeah. So there were like other times that happened, like when there were things that would go off, and like she would be like very quote unquote triggered because of the shooting, and like obviously all of the other people on staff were like very supportive of her, and she was given like a lot of leeway to like go do clinical trials for her super rare form of cancer that didn't exist, and like, you know, it just came to be this thing where if something bad happens, it's going to happen to her. Like she's going to get cancer and then have to get an abortion because of her treatment. And then she's going to have a friend die at the Tree of Life synagogue.
I mean, it's like, you know how Gypsy Rose was abused by her mom in this way?
Yeah.
It's like, what is it when it's yourself? You know, it's like, and it's not real. So it's not as if anything is actually happening to you. So
I guess that would just be classic Munchausen's, right?
Munchausen,
not by proxy.
But not by proxy.
No.
Proxy. Okay.
But,
Munchausen.
But she didn't make herself sick.
No, oh, you're right. She didn't make
just
herself
lied.
sick. So it's just being a fucking weird liar.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
being a weird
ill at all.
liar.
It's just a weird liar.
Yeah.
She's just a weird liar.
So then after she had her horrible traumatic loss in the Tree of Synagogue shooting.
Oh my God.
Tree of Life synagogue. She decided that she had to go to treatment for PTSD.
Miss Woman.
Which coincidentally, at the same time, there was a character on Grey's Anatomy named Joe who had to go to treatment for PTSD. And so she goes to this like treatment center in Arizona, checks in under the name of Joe because she's such a famous TV writer that like anyone in random ass Arizona is going to know her name and be like, wow, this Grey's Anatomy writer is at PTSD treatment camp. Like, alert the presses.
The problem with Ron DeSanctimonious is that he needs a personality
Fucking this woman needs a
transplant.
personality
And
transplant.
those are not yet
available.
available.
Actually, she probably said that she had one.
Oh, she probably did. She's like,
Yeah,
I
that
was the
was the
first
problem.
recipient of a personality transplant, and those are not yet available.
So she checks in at this psych thing. When she's there, she meets a woman named Jennifer Beyer who had 5 children. And she was in an abusive relationship with a man named Brendan. And it seems like, well, I believe her. This man seems like absolutely unhinged.
Truly.
And was physically and sexually abusive and emotionally abusive to her. And they have 5 kids together. So they met at this psych thing. They sort of like instantly connected.
Which is, you know, such a red flag.
I know.
As we all know.
Yeah.
To click with someone so fast under such pretenses. Especially, no judgment. I'm sure you can find love anywhere.
Sure. And so she, you know, Elisabeth originally checked into this place to deal with her PTSD from her friend dying in the synagogue shooting. But then about halfway through remembered that she had been abused by her brother growing up.
Okay.
And things that would happen to Jennifer, like Jennifer would receive a threatening letter from her husband at the time that was like, I'm going to come pick you up. And then Elisabeth would receive a threatening note from her brother being like, you're going to pay for this. It was like this thing where it's like everything bad that happened to Jennifer would then happen to Finchy. And it just made Jennifer feel closer to her, because why would you think that this woman is lying?
Of course. No, of course. And, you know, in a PTSD treatment center, and also, you know, I don't think generally most people who are good people walk around with pre-consisting notions about people being bad.
No.
I feel like people usually think the best in everyone first, unless you're not a good person.
It's so extreme to, first of all, lie about your friend dying in a mass
Very
shooting.
extreme. Extremely
And then to
extreme.
check yourself into a psych thing for it. Like, what's the actual fuck? That's like, was it just for research for this person's role?
The thing is, like, she is mentally ill on a different scale, though.
Yeah, she could use some
because of
sort
the
of
lies.
treatment.
Yeah, of course. It's just like there's something there that needs to be adjusted and assessed, and she
Right.
knows it now. But anyway,
I just like wonder how
But wait,
conscious
there's
she
more.
is of it. But like,
I don't know.
at this point, when she goes to the psych treatment and starts having this, what starts as a friendship and turns romantic relationship with Jennifer Beyer, she like has to maintain 2 separate lies. Like, at first at the psych center, she didn't tell people about the cancer. And then like when her parents came to visit and she like told her parents about the abuse from her brother, which like may or may not be true. That's another one that she has not retracted. But like then she sort of clarified, like, oh yeah, we would like punch each other. And it's like, okay, who doesn't?
Classic, sure. Sibling.
That's like what siblings do, respectfully, not to like downplay your abuse.
I mean, it's like watching two cats.
Yeah, so whatever. Not whatever, if it's true. But she basically told her parents, like, your other kid abused me. And then her parents were like, God, like, we've been so worried about you with the cancer. And then Jennifer is like, wait, you have cancer? Like, what? So...
Absolute loon.
Absolute loon. So her and Jennifer both leave the psych ward. Or whatever it was, the treatment place. They basically decide that, you know, they're going to stay friends. And at some point over the next couple of months, they visit each other and it basically becomes romantic. And one time when Jennifer is visiting Finchy in LA, she gets a call from where she lives in Kansas. And the call is basically like, your husband, the abusive one, has killed himself.
I feel like it may have been the other way around, like she was visiting her in Kansas, only because...
No, then they went to Kansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. And then Finchy tells the Grey's Anatomy people.
But what about telling her kids? Because they also told her children the same day that the father died.
Right.
But
And they went there. I think they were in LA and went there.
That's so weird. So they were with her? Okay, I don't know. That little detail I forget. But the whole... I mean, listen, parents are flawed.
Yeah, certainly.
And like, I know being a 37-year-old bitch that like, I absolutely hate my parents. I thought they were so flawed for different points of my life.
Yeah.
But like, you really, really don't get it until you're like totally older. That
You
like
don't.
every single parent is so flawed. You like literally can't blame them because
They're just
you're
humans
just as
being
flawed.
stupid.
Exactly. So like, to an extent, whatever. I do not blame her for introducing her
Girlfriend.
5 children
Yeah.
to her girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's not what happened here. That's bad.
No.
What's bad is this woman lied to her.
Yeah. And
about
like,
everything in her life.
and there were red flags that she ignored, but like, this one was clearly like, it's
Everybody ignores red flags every time.
everyone ignores red
does.
flags all the time, and
our
they
favorite
met
pastime
in
as
psych
Americans.
treatment. Like, you don't get more vulnerable than that.
You couldn't. You
So,
literally couldn't. Again,
this
you really
woman's-
think, I feel like the benefit of the doubt, give everybody the benefit. I'm not going to meet someone in the psych ward who is actually here.
Under false pretenses.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, no.
Nobody does that,
Nobody
especially
does
not
that.
in fucking Arizona.
Nobody does that.
That's weird.
And then you hear that she's like a Grey's Anatomy writer, and like you think like, oh well, why would this woman like? I feel like the Hollywood of it all adds like another layer of realness to her, even though obviously it shouldn't. But I feel like for whatever reason, people are like more prone to believe successful people
That's true.
because we're sick in the head as a society. So whatever, they're in Kansas. This woman's abusive husband kills himself, and that is the day that Finchy meets Jennifer's 5 children, on the day that they all find out that their dad killed himself.
Which is just too much. But not her fault.
Meanwhile, Finchy tells the Grey's Anatomy crew, I have to go because my brother had a suicide attempt,
Which is just like,
and I have to go be there with him. Wow. A couple days pass, and she's like, he was a doctor and knew exactly what to do so as to not die, but he messed up, and eventually I had to pull the plug on my own brother. So in Grey's Anatomy land, she's dealing with her brother who just committed suicide, and in Jennifer and her kids' land, she's like future mom-in-law, or
To
what
a
is it? Future stepmother to a family of 5.
right, who have just lost their ex-husband and father, who was not well currently, and not really that good of a person. However, it's just so fucked up to have their father die like that.
Yeah. So then this was in the article, but not in the thing. So after that happened, Finchy took Jen on a trip to Hawaii, and they stayed at a super fancy hotel. And she told Jen that it was for work, and then told work that she was going because she had to reunite her dead brother's illegitimate Filipino baby
I'm sorry?
with the baby's mother in Hawaii.
Okay.
It's just like, why?
Just why?
Why? Like, why are you digging yourself in this hole of like absolute like, it just doesn't make any sense.
So weird.
Like, why, if you're going to lie about so many things, make it so complicated? Like, now you really have to maintain these two completely separate worlds that are like, you know, sort of like starting to cross. Like, she invites Jen to like an award show, and there's just like things where it's like these people's paths are crossing.
It's really strange, actually. I mean, like, just the level of lies and like the amount she has to maintain, and the fact that she is actually going against everything she kind of is to just like change herself. Like, suddenly she's like this family person nobody knew about.
Right. And like all the writers on Grey's Anatomy were like,
What?
She hates kids. We would always joke about us not having kids and how kids are vampires. And here she is now, like all of a sudden a stepmom to 5 kids. And
And then COVID struck.
And like an important piece of this is what Jen was in the psych ward partially because she had like a dissociative episode because she was being abused. And the courts were basically like, you need to stay sane if you want to have custody of your kids.
It's so fucked up.
And obviously Finch knows this. And so when things come to a head, Jen's primary thing is like, oh God, she's going to make me look fucking crazy and I'm going to lose my kids again. Because like, why would they believe me, this nobody, and not this like highfalutin LA TV writer, you know?
I mean, that's the sole reason I feel like half people don't leave their partners in relationships. Just like, no one's going to believe you over me.
Right.
Well, you know,
Classic abuser.
Again, she selected the right person.
She
did. She looked for the right person, someone that she could control and
manipulate.
So
but also she was a nurse, and I think what Jennifer said in the documentary was like,
she underestimated for sure.
oh yeah, she did not think that through.
No, not at all.
Because ultimately what happened was like Jennifer kind of, I don't remember the exact thing that like switched in her head where she was like, I need to go on a Facebook stalk.
Well, something just happens one day. I think just like with people who are, you know, abused when
it's just like something's not adding up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she starts looking through Instagram and Facebook and sees like posts on the day of the Tree of Life synagogue shooting.
She's literally at a Halloween
where
party.
Finchie is at a Halloween party with her friend. And
fully
then the next
dressed like
day,
Wednesday Addams, first of all.
Don't forget. And the next day she's like also at a Halloween party with her other friend. And then she sees a picture of her that has like what looks like a chemo port on her chest, which I guess is like if you're getting regular chemo, they just shove a port in there. And she was like, but she doesn't have a scar. And she was looking at the thing and was like, this isn't like a correctly installed port.
And she would know. She's a literal nurse. She's seen it all.
She's seen it all, baby.
Plus she has 5 fucking kids. Come on.
And so she confronts her about it. And it's kind of like, it doesn't take much for Finchie to admit that she was lying. Like she does sort of cop to it. But in the process, they were working with the same therapist, Carly, who they had met at the facility. And Finchie sort of steals Carly. And Carly is the one that has to like tell the court, like, I'm seeing her every week and she's okay to have the kids. And so in sort of like taking her therapist away in this like weird battle
move,
it's like a weird power move.
Plus, like, can she officially take her children because she's adopted them at this point?
I don't know if she's officially adopted them yet.
It's just so scary. That's just.
But she was petitioning to legally adopt them.
It is very for someone who didn't want fucking kids, but probably for leverage because all in all, this woman is like a bit of a conquistador. Like she just tries to conquer.
She must have known that she was going to find out. And it's like, it's just such a web of lies.
It is a web of lies. And like, for what? Like, she's literally sitting on this like little anthill and she's like, and here's what I have. I have my fake life. Like, I have my literal job that I got by lying.
Right.
And my family that I lied to that I got by lying.
Right.
And I lie to my parents. Nobody even knows me. Nobody knows the real her.
Who is this
That
woman?
is the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's really sad.
This was one of the, honestly, that's what floored me. Like, I can't believe it. Like, men who murder are sad in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, that's horrible. They shouldn't do that.
Women who need to steal other people's lives because they don't feel like they are interesting or whatever they fucking feel, that is fucking sad.
It's sad, but like
sad.
it's so much more fascinating than just
It's
a murdering
fascinating,
bro.
yes. Yeah,
No
I mean,
offense.
but there's so much
No
to
offense,
it.
Scott Peterson. You're boring.
I mean, we didn't even get to her parents. Like, I don't know anything about her parents, but why is she the way she is?
True.
You know what I mean? Like
Maybe her
I'm
brother
sure-
did beat her, but like
Maybe.
I don't know. So they get into this big thing. Jennifer is losing it, and she's like, if I lose my mind in front of the kids, they're going to take them away from me, so I'm going to check myself in again. So she checks herself back into the place in Arizona. In the meantime, Finchie is watching the kids because it's like, I think, Jennifer was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Then they go to like a marriage retreat, and Jennifer is basically like, these are all of the people you have to come clean to. And Finchie sort of reluctantly does it.
Does it for her parents, which is
Does it
so
for her
weird.
parents, and they're like, what the fuck? Does it for like some of her friends, and I'm like, this is weird. Then Jennifer, I don't know if she was like going through her emails or she got forwarded an email that Finchie had sent after her husband died, saying that her brother had attempted suicide. And when Jennifer saw that email, she was like, okay, the ship is no, this is it. And that's when she emailed Shonda Rhimes.
Which is such a wild move.
I know. She emailed Shonda Rhimes and she texted the showrunner and was like, here's the dealio. And then Disney, because it was like an ABC show, Disney HR called her and they started like an investigation into her that never finished because Finchie resigned.
Unbelievable.
So I don't even think they uncovered all of the fucking lies because she resigned before they could.
I mean, I don't know how she lived. Like, how do you live for that long? But
So
whatever.
in response to the documentary, Finchie said,
Put up Finch's
I've
statement.
given no one any reason to believe a word I say. I lied about so much, things so many people have been devastated by in real life. I'm sorry it feels like the smallest words compared to what I've done, yet they are the truest.
There's something in her eyes that really has like weird liar vibes, but like, you know what I mean?
But also like, knowing,
just
and I know
sad.
that now, but like,
Yeah.
she also does have a bit of cancer face, so it's like maybe she just has cancer. Maybe those aren't lying eyes. Maybe those are the eyes of somebody with croposarcoma or whatever the fuck it was.
But did she really have cancer?
No.
No. She doesn't have fucking cancer. No.
She never had cancer. She didn't get a kidney transplant from
Oh,
one
yeah,
of the
that
True
was-
Blood actors.
That's what. Oh my God. Yeah, we didn't even really mention this, but that's how her girlfriend found out was because she
right.
took her to that appointment.
Yeah.
And she dared to go inside of the appointment with her, and then found out that she had just like
Standard kidneys.
standard 2 kidneys after claiming for years that she had only had one and that she was going
That's
to be
right.
getting a
Because what
transplant
happened
from
was, like,
some True Blood.
Her son, who's like a ballerina, Jennifer's son, who's a ballerina, had just gotten like the starring role in the Nutcracker.
Beautiful.
And was having like a big celebratory party. And that night, Finchie got really bad kidney stones and had to go to the hospital. And when they're at the hospital, Finchie never told the doctor that she had allegedly had a kidney transplant, which would be weird behavior if you're
Did
saying
she
you
really
have
have
stone.
kidney stones, by the way, or no?
No.
And she probably just did that because this kid was getting more attention than her.
Correct. And that was the thing that
Ooh,
set
mercy.
that's the thing that set Jennifer off, was like, it kind of seems to me like every single time somebody is getting attention for something, this lady starts acting up.
It is such a thing, though.
It is.
Like, it
It
is
is.
a real... wow.
People do that.
You know, I'm so happy sometimes that I'm so... I feel so... I have such an aversion to attention. I mean, like, sure. I like getting a laugh.
Yeah, who
But at the
doesn't?
same time, if you give me more than 30 seconds of attention, I'm going to have to leave.
There's a context.
There's a context, yes.
And I want it to be on my terms, you
I
know?
never want someone to feel sorry for me.
Nah.
I would hate someone knowing I'm ill. I just
Totally.
I would rather suffer in a corner.
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't want
dead-
anyone to
like
know
a-
that
like
if
a
I'm
cat.
suffering.
Yeah,
I mean,
please.
with limits, you know, like, especially not at first. Like, I do like, you know, my private depressed time. And then eventually I'm like, okay, you know what? I probably need the support of my close friends.
Oh yeah,
but that's different.
normal
you're
behavior.
right.
People that need, I mean, just like are performatively getting attention is just like it is
This
the
kind of attention,
strangest thing
it's just so bizarre that
on
she's
such a level.
on such a level. So she's still around, and we'll see if she's going to make an LA comeback, baby.
This whole time, like from first up to third, we'll put the dog in the slimy, but like I had thought Wow. She must have killed herself.
I know, Julia really thought she was dead.
Or she died from cancer. I really thought, because I didn't know the full story.
I remember when the story came out, and I remember reading the article and being like, what the fuck is this like? But like, you know, a documentary is so much easier to digest and like remember.
It really is sometimes.
All right, well, let's shut the door on Elizabeth Finch.
Weirdo. Wow, can't believe it's a bad woman.
I know. What a way to start 2025.
Listen, it's a brand new day.
It's a beautiful day.
I don't know.
I don't think she's met Mark McGrath.
She wishes. And
she definitely wishes.
He'd be horrified to learn that they've met.
Oh
He
yeah,
would
no,
say,
I don't.
Big liar. My wife loves this show, and she would be very upset.
Oh, his
to find
wife
out.
loves Grey's Anatomy.
Wait, how'd you feel about her daughter, the main one?
Well,
I don't know if
she
she has
seems
more than one.
sweet.
I love her. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, how'd she get so
She was so
well-adjusted?
forgiving of her mom for making such strange choices.
Yeah.
But her and the son, who are both featured, they must be the only ones who are like
Old enough
to be in this documentary. They both seemed very well adjusted for having a abusive father who killed himself and a, mother who's complicated.
Gosh, what state did they live in? Why did they get divorced?
Kansas.
Because, I mean, I'm not sure what kind of settlement, but
Oh, sure.
they probably got some nice fucking,
Probably got a little bit of something.
but also some really great therapy.
Oh yeah, I really hope so.
You know, especially for what you can pay for in Kansas.
It's true.
Your money goes far.
All right. Do you have any good boys this week?
Oh, I made some nice latkes.
Oh,
Happy-
latkes are so.
You know what?
What's
It
your
was-
onion to potato ratio?
I use 4 potatoes, 1 1/4 onion.
Okay.
What do you use?
Well,
And what kind of onion? And I'll tell you what I did
Whatever
this
I
year. It was
have.
fun. Oh, okay.
I guess yellow.
I prefer yellow.
yeah. I kind of like 2 potatoes to 1 onion. Like I like an oniony latke.
I feel like I could have had more onions in this. I just didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
And then I supplemented with red onion because I'm a psycho.
Oh, weird.
I know, but it was actually quite tasty.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
an onion's an onion.
I've made red onions to put on as a topper.
Oh yeah, sure.
Delish. And I still have 4.
My good boy. So, because we hosted Christmas famously, we have 1 oven, and for timing purposes, Jared decided we needed a second oven. However, we weren't going to buy a second oven, and we've had our eyes on this toaster oven that's super duper fancy.
Oh.
It like air fries, it roasts, it toasts, it
Oh, one of those little bitches.
yeah. And so we bought it. Man, oh man, has this thing changed my life?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So do you like air frying now?
Oh, I'll
Are
air
you
fry.
Are you addicted to air frying
Well,
now?
I'm more so just addicted to this toaster. Like
Well, I got to see this guy.
I'm toasting, I'm reheating, I'm roasting, I'm air frying, and it comes with all the fucking things. And then my mom was like, "Oh, you know what? This can be one of my gifts to you." I was like, "Okay, great." So she just like reimbursed us for it.
Oh,
Which I'm like, "Well, this is like the least creative gift of all time. Something we bought for ourselves, and then you paid us back." But
Sometimes
hey,
I like that.
I'll fucking take it.
Sometimes I prefer that if it's like a me and Carlos gift. I'm just like, you want that? I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. I'm like, yeah, I want this for
And
Christmas.
it was like a pricey little piece, so I'm like, "Thanks, Mom." You know, like,
Fuck.
and she's effective.
Thank God.
And I was like, the second I used her, I was like, "Whew, that's my good boy."
I mean, we have this really large, too large. We would never buy this thing for the space toaster oven that we found because it was like someone moving out, and it was like almost fucking new.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful toaster oven.
And you have an air fryer.
And I have an air fryer separately, but I want them both in one. I wish they were.
Look, I can't lie.
I got to look at it. I want to see what you have.
Yeah, you can look at
gotta
it.
see it.
You can look at it. All right, let's do TV talk. We're already over an hour.
Oh my God. I have so much to talk about. God, what are I'm really 90-day fianceing my
Oh, how
ass
is it?
off.
Anything fun happening?
You know, it's trash. But you know allegedly who's pregnant?
Who?
Jasmine.
Oh,
But not with Gino's baby. I know. Spoiler.
Gino's baby.
That's what they're saying. I don't fucking know, but I hope
I mean, I
that's
would
the
cheat on
case.
Gino respectfully.
If it comes out with a fedora on, it's Gino's baby. If she gives birth to a fedora, it's Gino's baby.
It's gonna come out fedora clad for sure.
Fedora clad.
What if I started watching this show on Peacock called Laid with Stephanie Shu. She's great, but I don't know how I feel about it yet.
What is
So
that?
we'll
Is
be
it
back.
fiction?
It's fiction. It's like a woman who people she's fucked keep dying.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's like one of those like super concept-y shows.
I
where
don't
I'm like,
hate
ugh,
fiction. I just like, this is the time of year I really just want to watch documentary shit. I'm just like,
I know.
January sucks.
I know. I sort of feel the same way. It just takes me a while to get through it, whereas like I can watch a 3-part docuseries in my sleep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched a cutie little, it's kind of a TV talk, but it was a David Suzuki show. What the fuck is it called again? The Nature of Things. There we go.
Oh, okay.
When you leave Canada. But it was a short documentary about this like hummingbird. I didn't realize that we even had hummingbirds in Canada. I didn't know they lived through the winter.
Oh.
Really cute. I'll put on the Slimer. It's cute.
All right.
I've really been kindling down. It's not Kindle though. It's a fucking library app, Libby.
Oh, Libby. Okay.
Sweet, sweet Libby.
Good boy.
Well, my affair started when I realized I could get the Gypsy Rose book on there for free and early because people were just like, this was a 7-hour book. Like they just plowed right through it. I plowed through it on 2 hikes. Like,
Wow,
and like,
you love Gypsy's book.
it was quick. Like it was, well, maybe not 2 hikes. It was maybe 3, but I had to get through it in 21 days. So I had to like get through it. But like,
Yeah, it's a binge-orama.
I'm listening to A History of the World in 100 Objects. And it's like,
Oh, right. You sent me that.
it's good. It's a fucking long bitch
That
though.
could be a podcast, so I get it.
It was a radio show, I think, like,
yeah.
because it's basically just going through the British Museum, looking at, I mean, sure, there are like billions of fucking objects in history, but 100, they had to settle on 100. And they're like everything from like, I mean, fucking everything from Caesar's head to like
Ooh, Caesar's
fucking Rosetta Stone to
The telephone.
Maybe, hopefully.
you'll get
I think eventually we get to the credit card or something.
Ooh, cute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
it's
fun.
like cool.
Yeah.
But now I wake up and the song, maybe I'll put in the Slimer actually.
Okay.
There's this little interlude between every single object,
Oh, yeah.
and it's in my head when I wake up. It
so
goes
annoying.
do 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 do, but it sounds like it sounds PBS-y. Oh my god! New Henry Louis Gates Jr. Finding Her Roots this month.
Amazing.
Oh fuck! I can't wait. This is the only good thing about January.
Okay, well, look at that. All right, well,
And I still haven't seen Wicked.
me neither.
Okay.
Email Diane at badboypod.com, your bad boys on the block, your good boys, your TV talks, how your year was, if you have any hosting tips.
Yeah, how are you
Diane,
adjusting to 2025? Have
how's
you
your
been murdered
2025
yet?
going? Yeah, exactly. I'd love to know.
Don't die.
Shop.badboypod.com for a t-shirt if you want. If not, it's no skin off my back. And follow us at Bad Boy Podcast. Enjoy what we have to post every once in a while. See if it catches your fancy or
Twice
not.
a week,
And then,
bitch.
maybe somebody will die and you'll literally get to see it on our stories.
Oh, we didn't drag Jimmy into a
No, we
peanut
didn't drag
hole.
Jimmy into a hole, but
He's not a bad person.
But respectfully, he is in a hole. So
He's in a hole or being cremated. We don't know. Actually, probably going in a hole.
yeah, you're
He's a
right.
president. Presidents are cremated.
You're right. They're not cremated. They're put in a hole. So that's a good note to end on.
Have a perfect week. Don't get put in a hole.
Brought to you by Lady Parts.